Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you 100 news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the fourth in a series of post-budget webinar on Monday, focusing on the theme Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, fulfilling aspirations of the people. Prime Minister Modi said that tourism and culture create huge new job opportunities and drive overall development across India. Prime Minister Modi emphasized that India is continuously connecting education with employment and enterprise to build an innovation-driven economy. Addressing the upper house of the Indian Parliament on the evolving situation of West Asia, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that India has urged Iran, Israel and America for peace and asked all the parties to show restraint. Dr. S. Jaishankar added that India is concerned about the safety of all the Indians residing in the conflict-affected region, and Prime Minister Modi is monitoring the overall situation and has also asked the ministry concerned to keep making efforts to keep people safe. Dr. S. Jaishankar further mentioned that India's energy requirements are being top priority in its diplomatic efforts. Dr. Jaishankar also addressed the lower house of the Indian Parliament on Monday. The External Affairs Minister reiterated India's stand on the security of Indian diaspora in Iran. He further said that India has taken the opportunity to bring back Indians through commercial as well as non-commercial flights in the conflict-affected countries. Speaking in the upper house of the Indian Parliament, Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu addressed the developing situation in West Asia and said that the government is actively collaborating with the airlines and other authorities concerned to ensure the safety of commuters. Leader of the House in Rajya Sabha, J.P. Nadda, criticized the opposition for its behavior during External Affairs Minister's statement on West Asia conflict and said the opposition's interest is never in the discussion but in doing hooliganism. The second phase of budget session of Indian Parliament commenced on Monday and will continue till the 2nd of April, while the Rajya Sabha took up discussions on the working of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Lok Sabha was adjourned for the day amid ruckus by members of opposition. India's Ministry of Civil Aviation continues to closely monitor the evolving airspace situation in West Asia amid the ongoing regional conflict. Airlines are assessing additional airports for expanded operations with 50 flights planned for the day. In an advisory released by the Indian Embassy in Tehran, Indian nationals are advised not to approach any of the land borders of Iran for travel outside the country without prior coordination with the embassy. It stated that any movement towards land border points should be undertaken only after obtaining explicit guidance from the embassy. In an advisory issued by the Embassy of India in Bahrain, all Indian nationals are advised to remain vigilant and take due care. India's Chief of the Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi, visited the Defence Services Staff College in Wellington on Monday and delivered a talk on the Indian Army's ongoing transformation and its preparedness for future challenges. In his address, he highlighted key reforms underway in the Indian Army. To support Malawi's efforts towards food security following the drought caused by El Nino effect, India has dispatched a humanitarian consignment of 1,000 metric tons of rice from Nhava Sheva port. The 7th edition of the India-Japan Joint Military Exercise, Dharma Guardian 2026, was conducted in Uttarakhand from the 24th of February till the 8th of March. The annual exercise is an important facet of India-Japan defence cooperation. An Indian Armed Forces contingent arrived in Seychelles to participate in the 11th edition of Joint Military Exercise Lamitiye 2026 with Seychelles Defence Forces. The joint exercise will be conducted at Seychelles Defence Academy from 9th till the 20th of March. Air Defence Brigade of Southern Command of the Indian Army conducted a high-intensity field firing exercise at Pokhran, validating precision engagement capabilities against a spectrum of contemporary aerial threats, including autonomous and swarm drones. Under Project Cheetah, the number of Indian-born cubs has risen to 33 after a Namibian cheetah gave birth to 5 cubs on Monday at the Kuno National Park. Indian equity indices ended lower for the second consecutive session on Monday with Nifty at 24,000. Nifty was down 422.4 points at 24,028.05. At close, the Sensex was down 1,352.74 points at 77,566.16. Indian rupee ended at fresh record closing low at 92.33 per dollar on Monday. Gold futures maturing on the 2nd of April were priced at 1,60,951 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of May maturity stood at 2,64,338 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Global oil prices have surged $114 per barrel on Monday, marking the sharpest single-day surge exceeding 30% since 2022. The US-Israel war against Iran has completely halted maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, triggering production cuts by major producers. International benchmark Brent and the main US oil contract WTI both rose close to 15% by midday in Europe. US President Donald Trump said the recent oil price surge is temporary and a very small price to pay for US and world safety. His comments follow US and Israeli strikes on Iran, which have disrupted shipping routes and fueled market volatility. The Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation has cut fuel sales for most vehicles due to an energy shortage worsened by West Asia conflict. All public and private universities will close from Monday, and Eid holidays have been moved up to save electricity and fuel. A robotics manager at OpenAI resigned after the company signed a deal with US Department of Defense to allow military use of its AI. The deal drew criticism from employees, especially since rival Anthropic refused similar military use of its Claude models. Thousands of people flocked to Tehran's Angel Hub Square in the Iranian capital to pledge allegiance to the Islamic Republic's new leader, Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei. He was appointed as the new supreme leader of Iran 9 days after his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed in US-Israeli strikes. Russian President Vladimir Putin pledged unwavering support to Mujtaba Khamenei. Putin said Russia has been and will remain a reliable partner to Iran. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson on Monday rejected prospects of a ceasefire as long as US and Israeli strikes continue, adding that Iran would continue to defend itself. US President Donald Trump had previously warned that any successor without American approval will not last long, and Israel had also previously said that any new successor to the Ayatollah would be targeted. At least one man was killed and 2 others were critically wounded in an Iranian missile attack on central Israel on Monday. The IDF said that it has just begun a wide-scale wave of strikes against infrastructure of the Iranian terror regime across Tehran, Isfahan and southern Iran. Multiple explosions were heard in Qatar's capital Doha as Gulf nations reported new attacks. Meanwhile, Kuwait's defense ministry said that its air defenses were working to intercept a new missile and drone attack on Monday. Bahrain's health ministry said on Monday that an overnight Iranian drone attack wounded 32 civilians. Qatar has condemned an Iranian attack on a residential facility in Al Kharj in Saudi Arabia that killed 2 civilians and injured several others. It also expressed full solidarity with Saudi Arabia and extended condolences to the victim families. An extraordinary ministerial meeting of the Arab League Council in Riyadh condemned recent Iranian attacks on several Arab countries amid the ongoing West Asian war involving US, Israel and Iran. Emir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani received a message from King Charles III expressing UK's solidarity with Qatar, highlighting support for its sovereignty, security and stability in light of tensions between US and Iran. French President Emmanuel Macron arrived in Cyprus on Monday to show support for the European Union member that was targeted by a drone strike last week. He met Cyprus's President Nicholas Christodoulidis and Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis. Macron said that energy ministers of the G7 countries will discuss a possible release of strategic oil reserves on Tuesday and hold talks amid the West Asia war. French President Emmanuel Macron spoke with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian on Sunday ahead of his trip to Cyprus amid the US-Israel-Iran war in West Asia. He urged Tehran to immediately halt strikes against countries in the region during his phone call. Macron also spoke with US President Donald Trump. However, the details of the conversation have not yet been disclosed. Turkey on Monday deployed 6 F-16 fighter jets and air defense systems to northern Cyprus to boost the security of Turkish community there amid the war in Iran. The defense ministry said that Ankara would take additional measures if needed. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Monday said that EU must be prepared to project its power more assertively as it can no longer rely on a rule-based system against threats. The US military said it carried out a strike on an alleged drug smuggling vessel in the Eastern Pacific Ocean, killing 6 men as part of the Trump administration's campaign against alleged traffickers. A woman fired numerous shots onto the pop music star Rihanna's house in Beverly Hills on Sunday, and a round went through a wall. The 30-year-old female suspect has been detained. Rihanna was at home, but no injuries were reported. Firefighters battled a large blaze near Glasgow Central train station in Union Street, affecting rail travel at Scotland's busiest terminal. The station would remain closed until further notice, warning that disruptions could last through Monday. We're heading for a short break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Jharkhand, the land of forests.
Always welcoming. The vibe of Punjab is larger than life.
Welcome to DDN.
Welcome back. Let's continue. In the Bantargebang landfall, rescuers are still searching for 4 missing people after a large stack of garbage collapsed at Indonesia's biggest landfill over the weekend, killing at least 5 on the outskirts of Jakarta. Over 200 rescuers, including police and military, with 17 excavators, are searching the debris. The 110-hectare landfill handles 6,500 to 7,000 tons of waste daily. Wildfires have swept through nearly every district of Thailand's Lampang province, destroying more than 480,000 square meters of forest land. In Myfrick National Forest Reserve, specialized fire hawk units along with local volunteers rushed to contain multiple fires that broke out at 3 separate locations. Thailand's Chiang Mai Provincial Public Health Office has issued an urgent advisory urging the residents to avoid outdoor exercise and remain indoors due to deteriorating air quality. The Indian Meteorological Department has forecast temperatures in Jammu and Kashmir may remain about 5 to 7 degrees Celsius higher than usual till Tuesday. Heatwave to severe heatwave conditions prevailed in isolated pockets over Himachal Pradesh. Residents are advised to avoid prolonged exposure to heat during daytime and stay hydrated. Maximum temperatures in southern parts of India are expected to stay about the same over the next 3 days. A gradual rise of 2 to 3 degrees Celsius is likely over the following 5 days. Delhi experiences early rise in heat with temperatures expected to reach 37 degrees Celsius by the mid of March. Delhi has seen very little rainfall since late January, preventing any natural cooling of the surface. Slight rainfall was recorded in various parts of northeastern Indian states of Assam and Meghalaya. Thousands of women took to the streets of Mexico City to mark International Women's Day, calling for equal rights and an end to violence against women. Thousands of demonstrators gathered on Sao Paulo's Paulista Avenue for International Women's Day, braving heavy downpours as they marched for equal rights. The rally featured numerous artistic performances, including one which paid homage to victims of femicide. Thousands of demonstrators gathered in Paris to mark International Women's Day, marching to defend women's rights and denounce sexual violence. Thousands of women marched through Istanbul to mark International Women's Day despite a ban on demonstrations. The rally passed without major incidents, even with a heavy police presence. Protesters took to the streets in Madrid as thousands demonstrated across Spain on International Women's Day, demanding equality and an end to violence against women. On International Women's Day, sanitary napkin vending machines were installed at key railway stations in Assam to promote women's health and hygiene. Feet in the air and crash helmets on, the UK 5 carrying race took place in Surrey, England, with teams running up and down a hill in a quirky tradition with finished routes. A women's cooperative established in the Sultan Beyli district of Istanbul is providing catering services to universities and various organizations. Their efforts were rewarded with first place in the Producing Women competition. The Saudi medical and surgical team at the Saudi Conjoined Twins program successfully separated the Somali conjoined twins Rehma and Ramla in Riyadh. The Pennsylvania Convention Center in Philadelphia has transformed into a colorful garden as 2026 Philadelphia Flower Show opened with spectacular floral displays. Visitors explored elaborate installations featuring orchids, tulips in vibrant shades. In Palestine, Ramallah municipality inaugurated its Ramadan market at the city park, featuring local products and small business stalls. Visitors flocked to the market, which will run for a week, enjoying a variety of handmade crafts and home-produced goods. Around 50,000 women dressed in Audai took part in a large-scale folk dance performance across Ho Chi Minh City as part of the 12th Audai Festival in Vietnam. About 3,000 participants performed together, creating a vibrant celebration of Vietnam's traditional costume. Women, students and visitors danced to songs honoring the beauty and spirit of Vietnamese women. The event helps promote cultural heritage while spreading the image of Vietnam and its iconic international audiences. A beach accessibility project in Rio de Janeiro brought people with disabilities and reduced mobility into the waters of Copacabana, using specialized amphibious wheelchairs and volunteer support to provide inclusive ocean access. The trailer for Dhurandhar, the revenge sequel to Dhurandhar, has finally been released. The first film went on to become the all-time highest-grossing Indian film at the box office. Dhurandhar, the revenge, is set for a worldwide theatrical release on the 19th of March this year. South Indian megastar Chiranjeevi has been honoured with the prestigious NTR National Film Award at the inaugural Gadar Telangana Film Award 2025, marking another major milestone in his career following his 2024 Padma Vibhushan. Fauji is an upcoming 2026 Indian Telugu language period war drama starring Prabhas as a soldier in a story set in the 1940s and is currently slated for a major release during the Shera 2026 weekend. The makers of the upcoming film starring Prabhas have revealed a new poster featuring veteran actor Anupam Kher on the occasion of his 71st birthday. South Indian film Ustad Bhagat Singh is set for a worldwide theatrical release on the 19th of March this year. Indian actor Shahid Kapoor has officially begun filming for Farzi Season 2. The popular crime thriller, which saw its first season become a massive 2023 hit, will likely be out on an OTT platform in 2027. Pixar Animation Studios is working on a third film in the popular Monsters Inc. series. The first installment for the popular series was released in 2001 and became a major success at the box office. South Korean actors Kim Woo and Woo Jin are set to return to the screen with another intense performance. The duo, who impressed the audiences with their roles in the 2023 series, will reprise their characters as the new season, which is scheduled for its release on the 3rd of April. British actor and television writer Stephen Hypert, best known for playing the chimp in Quentin Tarantino's cult classic Pulp Fiction, died at the age of 68. He passed away after suffering a heart attack. American actor Corey Parker, best known for his roles in several films and television shows, passed away at the age of 60. The actor died in Tennessee after battling cancer. Two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will skip the Swiss Open Badminton tournament starting on Tuesday as she recovers from three-day ordeal in Dubai. HS Pranoy and Kidambi Shrikant will spearhead the Indian challenge at the tournament in Basel. In men's doubles category, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty will face Singapore's Kate Wesley Ko and Junsuke Kobo in opening round. The Indian women's team will face Scotland in their second match of FIH Hockey World Cup qualifiers in Hyderabad after a dominant 4-0 victory over Uruguay. Indian women's football team geared up for a must-win clash against Chinese Taipei in their last Group C match of AFC Women's Asian Cup in Sydney on Tuesday. President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian cricket team after they clinched the T20 Cricket World Cup trophy. India have become the first team to retain T20 World Cup crown after a 96-run victory over New Zealand in Ahmedabad. India etched their name into cricketing history as they became the first side to lift the T20 World Cup trophy for the third time. India's pace spearhead Jasprit Bumrah returned with remarkable figures of 4 wickets for 15 runs to claim the Player of the Match honour. Opener Sanju Samson produced his third successive 80-plus score to fetch the Player of the Tournament award. Arena Sabalenka and Naomi Osaka lined up for a fourth-round clash at Indian Wells tournament in California. Two-time major champion Coco Gauff was forced to retire in her third-round clash with Alex at Indian Wells due to persistent pain in her left arm. World number 2 Yannick Sinner took another step towards first Indian Wells Masters title, easing past Denis Shapovalov by 6-3, 6-2 to make it to the fourth round. Fourth-seeded German Alexander Zverev held off a determined Brandon Nakamashima 7-6, 5-7, 6-4 victory to advance into the fourth round of Indian Wells. And four-time Formula One champion Max Verstappen prepares to tackle his first 24-hour sports car race at the historic circuit in Germany in the month of May. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.